Everyone, I'm Sarah from cats.com, where we're all about cats. And I'm gonna be honest, I have not had the best experiences with wooden cat litter in the past. The wooden cat litters I've tried all have very big kernels of cat litter. And so that means that if you accidentally step on one, it can be very painful. But today's a new day, and Catalyst has sent me some of their cat litters to try out from their lineup of wooden cat litters. So let's get started. So before we cut open these bags, which by the way, I don't want to do because I feel like these are my favorite cat litter brand design that I've ever seen. I love this cute little cat. I feel like it looks a little bit like Gordon. What do you think? But this company, Catalyst, is based in Colorado, and they're a brand underneath the parent company, Lignetics. Lignetics is a company that upcycles excess wood from wood mills. And basically what that means is they're not recycling used wood, but they're taking excess wood from the mills that would have otherwise been just waste wood. Catalyst is one brand underneath this parent company. Unfortunately, they are a US-based company and they do not ship internationally at this point, but hopefully they can expand that in the future. One really nice thing is they do not allow any contaminants in the wood. This is just fresh wood from the tree. Basically, they don't allow any wood that's been previously used or has paint or stain or anything like that on the wood. So that's definitely important for the integrity of the product. So first impressions of the litter itself, it is super soft. So I think this is probably the biggest difference that I would say the Catalyst litter is to other brands of wooden cat litter that is in pellet form, because this is much more finely ground. It is really quite soft. So I don't think this would be a problem if you stepped on it, and I think it should be quite soft for your cats. You may notice there are 3 different types of litter that I have. So let's talk about the differences between them, and then we will put them to the test. So there's really 2 different choices that you have to make if you're looking at this litter. One is if you want scented or unscented, and then 2 is if you want the single cat or multi-cat varieties. So first we have this blue one here. This is the unscented. There's really barely any smell at all. It's just a very natural wood smell from the wood, but there's no additional scent added to it. And then the healthy cat one, which is the green one, and then the orange one, which is multi-cat. Both of these have an added natural pine scent to it. Although it is pretty subtle, I don't find it overpowering at all. The other difference is with the orange one, this is the multi-cat variety. So this one has a little bit more of the clumping agent in it. They use guar gum to make the clumps a little bit firmer with the multi-cat. But to really show you the differences between these 3 litters in terms of the clumping capacity, let's get started with a little experiment. So what I want to do is measure out water and pour it into a sample of each of these 3 litters. And then I'll wait for about 20 minutes and we will see how firm of clumps appear with these 3 litters. Let's get started. There is definitely a clear difference in my mind. I mean, I think it speaks for itself. This one, the multi-cat variety with the extra clumping agent, I could get a full clump out of here and it is still intact. Now, these 2, on the other hand, I think it's pretty clear the clumping powers are not quite as strong. I tried my best to be as gentle as possible with them and pick them up very lightly, but they both fell apart much more easily. However, I will say that the clumps did stay intact enough for me to actually scoop them out. So I think as long as you're scooping regularly, it should still be totally fine. But for me personally, I love the just extra clumping powers of the multi-cat variety. So I think if I were to continue purchasing this, I would definitely go with the multi-cat variety just for the extra clumping power. However, these are still good options as well. And also just to note that a lot of wood-based cat litter is not clumping at all. So this is definitely a step up from those options that just will not clump whatsoever. When it comes to the price of this litter, I have been doing a lot of research to try to evaluate, is the Catalyst litter a good deal? Is this a good price or not? However, it has been honestly quite difficult to evaluate the price because Catalyst is really its own category. When it comes to wooden cat litters, there's not a whole lot of other competitors out there. And then of the wooden cat litters that exist, most of them are the pellet variety, and then most of them are non-clumping. So when it comes to soft wooden clumping cat litters like Catalyst, there's really not that many options. So if you are looking for this type of litter, Catalyst is kind of your only option. I only could find one other similar cat litter that's also available in the United States, and the prices are pretty comparable if you're not doing the subscription. So Catalyst has a few different options and bag sizes on their website. The most affordable route is to go directly to the Catalyst website and select the Eco Hero subscription, which costs just $12.35 per month. So now for my final impressions of Catalyst, now that I've been using it for a few weeks with Gordon. Overall, I've been really pretty happy with Catalyst. What I like about it specifically is it's super soft. So even when it tracks on the ground, it doesn't hurt your feet when you walk on it. And I think it's also probably much softer on Gordon's paws. So I liked that. It definitely tracks a fair amount because it is so lightweight. That being said, I don't have one right now, but if you have a litter mat, that will definitely cut down on the tracking quite a bit. I also thought the odor control was pretty good. I really did not notice much of an odor at all. For most of the time, I've been using the multi-cat variety, and I thought the clumping powers were really quite good. I also like that this litter is actually compostable. I didn't realize that at first, but that is a nice feature. So you can biodegrade and compost this litter because it is natural wood. So of course that is a great benefit as well. So a lot of good stuff. I also thought the odor control was good. I really didn't notice much of an odor at all. Especially with the multi-cat variety. So I think that was great. The only reason that I would probably not use this personally is because it does not work with automatic litter boxes. So I think that's probably the biggest downside. But I think if you're using just a standard litter box, then this is a really good option to try out. And that's it. Let me know in the comments if you've ever tried out this litter. I would love to know your experiences with it as well. And that's it. Until next time, bye.